And when I was at Franklin and Marshall, we developed a talent strategy that could sometimes be described through the acronym FUEL. And our goal was to find, underwrite, educate, and launch talented students from the full American mosaic. To do that, we tripled our need-based financial aid program. Thank you for that $400 million. It didn't all go to F&M. We tripled our need-based financial aid budget. We ended the practice of merit aid, which some schools need to use, but we chose not to. We ended the practice of gapping, which is when the student doesn't get the full package that they need to go to the school. And then we focused a lot on trying to create holistic student growth through everything we did at the institution. We recruited a colleague named Donnell Butler, who led our efforts at developing student success strategies. And we didn't do it all the first day. We did it in partnership with the students as our Pell Grant population, our domestic student of color population, our rural population, our immigrant population all tripled. And the big headline from the Franklin and Marshall story is that a school with modest resources, we were not a $1 billion endowment place, and with a dedicated faculty and staff team, could very successfully become a much more inclusive school. Did we reach the promised land? Of course not. Working at it. Constantly trying to grease the gears of the school's many services so they were responsive to the first-gen college goer or to the student from an underrepresented community. Constantly trying to think through, what are we missing? Where do we go next? And in partnership with the students, not doing it for them, but doing it with them. And there was a lot of great work that our colleagues did. And part of the work, just a part of it that's important, was around the sort of career services. And we really took our traditional career center and collapsed it into a much bigger and more aspirational Office of Student and Postgraduate Development, where we made a promise to our students as they came in that for a decade, a 10-year zone of impact, we would work with them as they developed their interests, their exposure, their desire to network for internships, their desire to prepare themselves for professional opportunities, for grad school. The move from being a 17-year-old to a 27-year-old has got lots of twists and turns. And we focused on student and alumni development as opposed to just calling it career services. We recruited one colleague named Sonia Elliott, who really built both pipelines to the private sector so we could share but also learn what we needed to do. And then secondly, Sonia helped us develop an approach where we could really meet every student where they were, especially our first-gen college goers. And the success of Sonia's work and Donnell's work, a colleague named Beth Throne, who oversaw the Office of Student Postgraduate Development, and then the faculty, all the different colleagues in student life, all together, we made it a kind of a campaign, a talent strategy. There's talent in every community. We all know that. We built pipelines with lots of schools, programs that were serving first-gen college goers, certainly Upward Bound and TRIO, and many others around the country. That gave us this joyful feeling of being partners with those that are preparing young people for our school.